All right, Patty, what's up?
We're live. Scramblin's video will be right with you. Hey everybody, it's what is today? January 25th, 2023. I don't know what episode this is. 42. Hey everybody. Scramblin and I both kind of blew in the door right as this was starting. So I'm vamping. I don't know what everyone wants to talk about. Basically what I've been up to is running around like crazy human. Doing a bunch of work and running up and down from here to the mountain and back, and tons of skiing. And I actually thought about planning out a garden today, which is cool. So what I've realized since going with Dr. Barry's Proper Human Diet is I'm really, really good at gardening. I'm really good at growing stuff. I don't eat most of it. So this year I am paring down the garden to just be, I'm literally going to grow a salsa garden. That's all I really need is salsa to put on my stuff. And then I will probably also grow more medicinals than what I normally grow. And kind of it. Salsa stuff, medicinals, the pumpkins for Halloween. And I'm going to kind of call it good and not work so hard. Come on, Scrambling. I only have so many topics and I don't have that many that are exciting.
Oh my God. So I just got back. I had not been out to Camp Suniki since.
Oh, were you at the property? We lost him.
There where am I? Oh, I got turned back on my cam.
There.
Oh, I don't have my light. That's why you can't see me. Where is that thing? Okay, the light has vamoosed. Interesting. Hold on. Maybe I gotta turn the backlight off. Maybe this one will work. Yeah, literally gone. Where is the light?
That's weird. It was Scrappy. Scrappy took it.
Oh, whoops.
Scrappy ate it.
The sound of nitrous chargers. Oh man. So I got the double helix up to 7 revolutions now. Yeah, it's gonna take like 8 or 9 to make it go all the way around. But I'm working on it. Oh yeah. Welding those things is so fun. You know what? I can definitely see the progression. I've welded about 10 boxes of those so far. So 500 welds on both sides. So yeah, 750, 800 welds. No, I can definitely. Okay, so this is what I learned. Any budding welders out there, they want to learn something. The number on the shields, the auto darkening shields, is only for your convenience to see the arc while it's arcing. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, all just depends on what you're working on, how bright it is, and how good you can see. So with no darkening at all, really, your eyes are protected. It's just too bright.
You can't see it. Yep.
Yeah, the lenses themselves already have the polarization, already have the safety shit in them. Yep. So once I realized that, I dialed in my goggles down a little less dark so I could see the welds better, and now I can see it flow.
There you go. Yeah.
And it's like the chargers are great to practice on because you can see the area getting hot and it'll punch through and make holes.
Oh, cool.
You got to be like, you got to react quick. So yeah, it's fun.
And if you mess it up, they're not expensive.
No, cut it off. I can throw another piece on.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. No,
oh my God. Okay, so Camp Suniki updates. Holy shit. We might need some lawyering.
Uh-oh.
No. Okay, so the Audi, remember from my stupid fucking hip camper that decided to run his car out of oil and explode his engine on my place?
Yep.
He was paying me every day for like a week and a half extra.
Right.
I went over there a few times, like, hey, dude, the car's not fucking gone.
Yeah.
Until it's gone. It's no problem.
Yeah.
So he paid me for a week and a half. Car's still there.
Oh my God.
He like, oh, I promised it's gone on Tuesday, and he stopped paying me on Wednesday. So I was like, oh, fucking cool. We got the car out of there.
Yeah.
No, So I guess I own an Audi now.
I guess
So yeah, so what are so my I was Hip Camp, right? Is like Airbnb. You don't know the person's identity. You have
right.
a phone number and
Right.
an email.
Yeah.
So I have his license plate now because I took it off the car.
Yeah.
So how do I find out who the human is that was paying me? They obviously paid me on a Visa card,
Yeah, but well, you know what I was thinking though?
but
If you
HipCamp
make-
will obscure their identity. But they've
Well,
now committed a felony
you
because
have their
$17 a day since August is well
you
over.
have their license plate number. You can find them. But what might be even
How
better?
do you find them with license plate?
I don't know. There's a way to do that.
No, I've
no?
tried. How?
Really? Oh.
I tried. No, remember when that cop chick?
No.
You cannot find
No.
somebody with a license plate. No.
Okay.
Well,
But
how
what
do
might be better? What's
They've
probably
committed
more,
a tort.
well, yeah. What's worth more money is just make the claim with HipCamp because they have insurance. They'll just write you a check.
But I need the car to go away.
Uh,
Renegade Butcher said, weld with it. No, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my grinder out and start cutting panels out of the car
yeah.
for my welding projects.
Don't do that. Because you may get more money out of HipCamp. Go get a quote. Go get a
No, I
quote.
still want them to. I want to take everything I want to take off of it and then have HipCamp pay for the removal of
disposal.
I want the fluids removed.
Yeah.
Because what I really want to do is find out who the fucking dude was that left it there and return the antifreeze on his front porch.
There must be something in there with a name on it or registration.
I haven't busted the window to go find out yet, but maybe I need some practice. My 9's begging for some more.
Somebody's got to have a thing to pop the lock so you keep it weathertight.
Oh, fuck no. Come on. Target practice.
Well, in case you want to store stuff in it, if it's weathertight, that's nice.
No, the back window's already broke. I just haven't done it. Cut through the plexi and all that. I just figured I'd just shoot them all out.
Oh, yeah, no, forget that. Yeah, but HipCamp will pay whatever disposal costs.
No, they already, because I got on him about when he's like, oops, I dumped all my oil. And they were like, do we need bioremediation? And I was like, I was like, if they remove it, no. And then they said they removed it, so I didn't follow up. So yeah, I probably should follow up with HipCamp and go, okay. Now, because their insurance will go find that fucker.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Right? Because they'll be on the hook for it. They have
their credit card number. They don't have to find them. They'll just charge it.
Oh. Yeah, it's better than that. They'll just charge it. Man, okay, so the Airbnb, the last fuckers that checked out just took the towels.
Oh, my God.
Just took them.
You can charge them for that.
No, now you can. So now under the new policies, you have to document the loss. They're like, we need a picture of. I'm like, well, how do I take a picture of a thing that isn't? So I took a picture of my blank wall. Here's the towel bar.
Yeah.
Here's the hand towel bar. I don't know what to show you. They're towels. They're just white. They're not there.
Right.
And so they have 24. So you have to first communicate with the guest, hey, I noticed all my towels are gone.
Right.
Could you bring them back or what's up? And 24 hours, no comms.
Yeah.
Boom. The new insurance just paid.
Perfect.
$40. Boom. New towels. What was the other one? The other chick took, the key. I was like, I got to go buy a new door lock and install it. I'm not going to charge you the locksmith. I'll do it myself. So I'll be reasonable, $50.
Right.
Boom, paid the next day.
Perfect. Love it.
Seriously, you have to bring the fucking key back.
You freaking weirdo. What?
What world do these people live in?
Well, that's okay. So I posted a whole rant on Facebook the other day because I've been trying to buy my tiny shredder a new helmet. I want him to have a helmet with MIPS and all the things. So
the ski helmet or riding or biking helmet.
Ski helmet.
Yeah.
So I ordered the first one, and so we live in the Pacific Northwest. I need the vents to close so his melon doesn't get wet. Okay, They gotta close. So the online description said vents close, active vents that close.
Yeah, active vents.
Yeah. So thing gets here, no vents. I email them and I'm like, hey, did you send me last year's model? Can you tell me what happened? I'm not really sure. So finally they're like, no, we fucked up our website. Send it back. We're really sorry. We were wrong.
Oh, their website just listed
it was just wrong. Yeah. So I sent it back. Fine. Ordered another one. I was trying to get orange because all his shit is snow camo and orange. Okay, so I ordered another one, orange. It comes. What was wrong with the second one? Oh, the second one comes. The fucking security tag is still on it. Yeah,
Like,
they
like
didn't take that beeper thingy off.
oh, so you got to cut it off, and then it's
Well, no, because then I looked at it. I'm like, well, then clearly it was your display model, and it's probably been dropped, and you can have it back. Like,
oh,
so
yeah,
I'm
they
like,
yanked it off the display. You're like,
yeah, I'm like, no. So they sent
I
me
need
a
new
thing,
inbox nib.
put it back. So ordered from another company that I really, really like, and it's the same helmet he has now, but the MIPS version. And so I measured his head. His head is right in there in the measurements. The thing comes. The thing is so big, it was too big for me. I
Did
was
they
like,
have the little foamy pads that you put in to like
you can't
compress?
with a helmet because of the MIPS and the way it rotates and stuff. You can't like put shit on it. So I was like, fuck. So whatever. That went back. So that's like 3 helmets. So I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, I ordered new ski bindings. Like I took all the measurements were correct. They sent them to
Oh,
me.
Renegade Butcher says sell the catalytic converter for whippets.
Whippets.
Dude, I totally haven't. Yes, that's the first thing I will be grinding off.
That's
Thanks,
right.
RG. Grind off. I wonder if it's already ground off.
It could be, yeah. So yeah, then the bindings were like too wide for the skis. So like those are going back. And I was like, then I ordered I tried to order heated gloves for myself. And I spent a million years like measuring my hand and no, there's too big. The measurements are totally wrong. Like, really? Like,
oh, if you need any winter clothes, seriously, in Des Moines, 220th Street, 220th, 216th.
Is that the Evo outlet?
No, the Outdoor Research.
Oh,
No,
okay. Yeah, I gotta go down there too. I'm gonna actually
mountaineering stuff like the polar
Outdoor Research makes heated gloves. They've just been sold out of them everywhere.
So on there in that store, it's all like 50 to 70% off.
I call them and be like, "Do you have heated gloves? I'm coming right now." I wonder if they would look.
Next time I do down by there, I'll pop in. You want the ones Nike gloves or whatever? Yeah.
So, but Amazon has them for like $80, which is totally fine.
Some of that new foil insulative shit.
Well, I just said send me the next size down. They're just gonna exchange them. It's fine. It's just like usually I never have to return stuff. Usually I measure and it's dead on. And it's fine.
Oh, I could barely lift my tea. I was macheteing for like 6 hours. Holy shit, double machetes. So,
look out there.
So your whole area where you pull your. The interesting thing is every place that we really got on before is it's just very set, like the vines are coming up, right? But it's all laid down under it. All the rot of all the shit that we chopped is started the fungal activity, right? So everything's rotting over the winter. So only the fresh, live center canes, and there's only like 5 or 6 centers to the big, huge 20-foot bushes, and you just walk right into the center, whack, and then I just walk back out like double, just dicing and slicing it up. But I was thinking I really needed giant equipment. After looking at it, I think I got a pretty good job done last time I rented that axe. The reason we couldn't use the the ones with the big double splitting blades that we walk the giant brush hogs from Home Depot, the like $500 ones. Those used to climb up the berry bushes because there was so much other shit in small trees.
Yeah.
But now
it's flat.
Fuck. I really was debating it all day. I'm like, but the other thing is there's so many crisscrossing trails now in the road.
Mm-hmm.
Just walk down the road and clear the 5 feet with machetes or 6 feet off each side that you can just walking down the road. Fuck, every time you go around, you're talking 6 feet on a half-mile loop. Yeah. It's starting to really impact the amount of stuff. And there's a bunch of jars of seed sitting out under the bar, and I can tell the top 3 inches is all clover seed, and the bottom like 8 inches of the pint jars, I don't know, half gallon. They're all grass seed.
Oh yeah.
So I started where your little camp was, and kind of went down that hill towards their camp. And just whacked everything sticking up. So that's pretty. Quarter acre got done, and then I went up a little bit where I put all those white door parts.
Yeah.
They were propped up against that tree, so many
Yeah.
of them. But where they had fallen on the ground and I went to move them, they
Mm-hmm.
had killed everything underneath except the grass seed was kind of sprouting.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, instead of having these all propped up, I spread them out in a giant fan.
Yep.
It's like the original when Chicken Joe and I went out and threw pallets and machete down the sides of them because you could
Yeah.
stand on them. So I threw them out in a giant array. So they're going to just sit on that shit
Yeah.
and start to rock because it's pressing it in ground contact.
Pushing
Right?
ground, and it'll get hot, and it'll try and sprout, and it'll kill it. Like, yeah.
So that whole center from the bottom to the top, we've done a good job of clearing. If we move that stage down, man, that means that whole center field is just like tent campable.
Yeah.
So yeah, so oh my god, this is gonna blow your mind. So the shack that I built that Joel was living in, now that we've completely walled it with steel walls and shit, and I mean it's watertight and all that. So I decided to, dumb me, peek my head in my shit and see if it's okay. Always like the fuck. So 30-gallon red garbage can.
Okay.
With another 30-gallon red garbage can on top of it. The bottom one's half full. It takes a while to get the door open because it's kind of sticky because it's a little wet. Yeah. And I finally get it open. I'm like, is somebody fucking living in here? I'm like peeking through the hole, like, what the fuck? There's shit in here now. What? Like, it's definitely not empty. So I get the door open. It smells like death.
Oh no.
Just there's like fungus growing on everything, and it literally smells like the morgue. So, like, the fuck? So the first big 30-gallon garbage can, couple rocks in it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Pull that one out, throw it out the fucking door.
Right.
Second one, like, oh, holy shit, that's heavy. So half full, no, so probably 40-gallon can be. I don't know, but half full, fucking heavy. Like, I like smell it and it's like, oh, like rotting meat of some type, like 150 fucking pounds of it. Like, what the fucking? So I dragged that shit out of there. Like, and somebody was kind enough to put it in plastic bags to make sure it would rot and get super disgusting. So,
oh my god.
So I like fucking A. Woof. So I got that out, and then there's like 20-gallon planters sitting in pans of water all in there to get the place extra moist and fungusy to like rot my building out. Like, so then I get pissed. I like text said renters that are supposed to be renting farmland, not my fucking buildings. Like, hey, are you aware maybe one of your crazy kids is killing animals and hiding it in my maintenance shack? And if it's not one of your kids, you maybe should be aware that there's like some psychotic in the woods out here. Hiding it in my maintenance shack, maybe living there. I don't know. And so obviously she comes like, boom, 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 out. Like, oh my God. I just can't even watch the lips move. It just makes me fucking irate. So, like, the story goes, apparently the rotting meat is some type of birds that were somehow at the end of our driveway or by the road by our place or something. And she thought it would look bad. To whom or about what or to whatever, the crack dealers at the end of the fucking road. So she bagged him up and stashed him in my fucking man cave.
What?
Like, it was like, oh, and all the plants. She's like, oh, just my other tropical, like, whatever. I'm like, okay. So my house that I like to stay in when I come out here, we put the rotting death fucking meat. So why wouldn't you have put it in your house? And she's like, well, she was about to say like, well, I wouldn't put it in place I was going to be, right? And I was like, yeah, and then you put it in my place. So finish that sentence. Why was it okay for you to put rotting fucking meat and pans of water in my fucking place?
Why not just let the coyotes get it?
Right. I was like, right. There was like not a problem. Shit died in the woods, and there's carnivores and predators and all that, yada yada, right? And life goes round and blah blah blah, and we don't have to even get involved or not.
I miss some shit because I sign in and y'all are talking about putting rotten meat in your man cave, and I'm lost.
Oh yeah. It's my renters out at Squatchland. I went out for the first time in like 5 months. I got a new car, and there was a 200 pounds of rotting dead animal in my fucking maintenance place shack, and like 20.
You got a new car?
What happened? Yeah, I got a white Audi. I'm gonna bring the fucking
that Audi.
They're out there, and I'm gonna measure all the pieces off my Space Needle. And I tried to weld that tin, and it didn't go so good. So now that I got a white Audi to fucking rip down, I'm gonna measure the pieces I need to literally cut them out of that body piece by piece.
Stick to steel when you're welding shit, man. Honestly, if it was up to me, I'm not a welder, but if it was me and I was trying to do shit like that, I would try to work with rebar first, because it is the cheapest thing you can get. It is super easy to weld.
I'm about to put a rebar in that.
You can bend it, and then you can fucking paint it when you're done.
Well, and we're getting a forge, so you can forge rebar too.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I
can do all kinds. We can do all kinds.
It's workable. If you're doing like an art type thing, it's easy enough to use. When you have really thin wall shit, it's already going to burn through. But then when it's aluminum, or they don't even make them aluminum anymore, they're aluminum pot metal mix. That shit, you may as well. You can burn that shit with a big lighter. Yeah.
No, it's fun to learn to weld thin shit though, because it's tougher.
You might be able to solder that shit, but you ain't gonna be able to weld that shit. I know that.
No, after looking at these pieces, that helix, I was like, man, that would make a cool fucking lamp if I shove rebar right down the middle where they cross.
Right. Yeah, the only reason they work with those little canisters is because they have to be so thick walled to hold the pressure.
Oh, so that's why they're thick enough to weld.
Because they have thickness to them, right? The thinner the shit is, the less heat it can take. So
yeah, but
you have to be like an extremely good welder to either weld like stainless or really thin steel to begin with, and that's aluminum, which like melts stupid easy. I mean, you can actually you can build a foundry to melt down aluminum in your backyard with like a propane cylinder and bricks.
Oh, you know what? At Wheaton Labs, they have a foundry with the Fresnelli lens where they just like smash their bottles and liquefy the glass and pour tiles.
Right. No, you got guys with old with like a shop vac and a propane torch and a stack of bricks in their backyard that will melt down aluminum cans into bricks. Just to fuck with. It's that low of a melt point. It honestly melts almost as easy as gold.
Now that Camp Suniki's going that way because we're going to designate a mine or a mining area to like start going through.
You gotta smelt down some aluminum can nuggets and hide them out there for people to find. Paint them gold.
More like there's a lot of good agates. There's good rocks out here to find because we're all glacial till from when it got scraped off from Canada.
Get you a bunch of pea gravel and paint it gold and hide it out there in the creeks and have them go panning for it.
Oh, that would be funny though, to just take a bunch of something like that would take the good gold spray paint and in the mining area, put it there and like bring it to the bar for a free drink. Yeah, free coffee or free drink or breakfast. Yeah, if you get a nuggie, right? Just
get you some old stale coffee beans and spray paint those, and then they'll float. Be like, oh my god, it's floating gold.
Well, I'm trying to get it. Oh my god. Talking to float. Where's my? I got.
Oh god, you went float. I said float.
God.
No.
Oh, you said
away.
No, I listened to Tim's Toolman Tim's episode.
Oh, there he is. There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
Did you see the chit chat on their Telegram?
I did, and I was laughing. I was like,
I sent that shit to Brian too, and I was like, hey, I can't wait to sell my flokins.
You're like, somebody's stirring the pot.
Well, and Brian just said, "Hey, just send me my Bitcoin." I'm like, "Fuck yes, just send it to me in Bitcoin."
Yes, that's great.
Fuck your
Yeah.
coins, fuck your shit. I don't want your currency for whatever
I
your new
want your
fucking scam
service
is.
or whatever.
Whatever. If they're gonna launch a fucking crypto coin,
Yeah.
why not launch it when you were gonna launch it? Like,
Who cares? Like, well, the market is rough right now. What does that
Well, it's
even?
only the
The
fourth
market's
time they've
right
made an excuse, and now they've decided to ditch their whole platform that it was actually going to
Yeah.
fucking empower. And they're promising some new whatever. It's like next
they
grift.
still haven't
Next
answered
grift.
my life.
Just send me
Hey.
my Bitcoin. Move on to your next grift.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Tim was a lot in that episode he did. He was a lot more charitable towards them than I would have been.
That's
Oh, I
because
didn't listen to it. I
he
did
has
not
to
listen.
be. He has to be
Oh.
polite.
Why?
It's a Canada
Why?
rule.
Canadian.
It's the Canada rule. Yeah, you gotta
Right. He has to be. All that maple syrup sweetens him up.
stop screwing me, eh?
Right.
Yeah.
I was very charitable to them. The only reason that I had my issue with them was I had a direct relationship with several of the people involved, and they did eventually make it right after I really had to push them. But that's not counting the shit with the fucking NFT crap. I just counted that as a loss. You come back now, you come back and say this kind of shit. I'm like, oh, so now I'm expecting more, you know?
Yeah, right. Well, now I'm like, okay, so you're still going to do something. And
Oh,
like, I do agree with what Tim said.
On the hook. They want to keep everybody on the hook,
like,
you know, and interested, because they're going to lose everybody that was on board at this point if they don't do some kind of promise of something.
For what though? It's not. It's
like
a social media promotion company now.
Like a
apparently,
and it pushes it out everywhere else.
His tweet was, yeah, like, I don't need to pay somebody to promote my shit and post it. I can go and set up one WordPress plugin to post all my shit to everything with one click if I want to. I don't need you to do that, you know. And I don't need your tokens to do that either.
Thing, it's gonna be automated like pretty quickly for free.
Well, okay. What AI chat bot are you guys using? Because I tried to do.
GPT.
Okay,
Yeah,
so ChatGPT is really 3.5. The chat
3.0, 3.5, something like that. Yeah, but 4 is coming out eventually, and then they're already working on 5.
So the deal is what I just found out yesterday. Go and work directly with 3.0. That is the database it gets all of its information from and works with. So the GBT bot is the 3.5 of it. It's just a cleaner interface, but it is the thing that has all the child rails and shit on it. If you don't interact with 3.0, the data set directly, it will like write Excel formulas for you.
There are multiple different bots too that are a part of the whole OpenAI program, and GPT is the chat bot. It's the conversational bot, and it's not hooked up yet to where you can directly converse with it and do things like write me this program. But there are bots that do that. They're just separate bots in that same universe working on that same platform. And I think they're going to be more integrated as time goes on too.
No,
I just tried to log back in and it works. So when I try to log in,
I've got an app on my phone that will connect me through to it too. Brian's got the same one because I'll usually do it more on my phone if I just have time to play with it.
If you want,
there are times it's down. Even if you have an account and you're signed up with it, there are times it's so busy right now because everybody's trying to play with it. So it can.
That's what I said. It's like, sorry, we're full. Put your email. Like, go ahead and create an account, and then I just went back in and it worked. So.
I haven't tried to mess with it like much in like a week, but last week it was actually so busy at one point that I could ask it something. I'd be like, give me a list of 20 something, blah, 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 whatever, give it some parameters. And it may not even finish the list before it would stall out and then it would error. Like it was not even able to finish commands because it was so many people using it at one time. So
yeah.
Well, they just brought this thing basically out of alpha and threw it out there. And once people got wind of it, everybody's been lighting it the fuck up.
Did you hear that Microsoft paid them like $10 billion yesterday? OpenAI and Microsoft just signed an agreement.
I didn't hear anything about it, no, but I've been busy trying to catch up on sausage and trying to get seasoning shit going. So I have not paid attention.
No, I found this new news service called, like 1440. It just throws you like 10 headlines, like no editorial, nothing. Just like summary sentence. Boom. Zero editorial at all. Oh, it's so
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Just
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
that's good news. That fucking $10 billion deal to get the AI away from Google.
Try
Dun,
to.
dun, dun, and they're pissed already. So now that's setting up for a fucking little showdown. So if I
That'd be
was a
interesting.
gambling man, I might take a look at Microsoft stock. I don't know if it's in the shit right now, but
So I don't know if you guys listen to Brian Suits. He was a news guy in LA, but he's actually from the Pacific Northwest, and now he's got a show here again in Seattle. And he was talking about the Microsoft layoffs, and they literally sent the layoff email while they were partying at the Davos thing, like they in a Sting concert, a private Sting concert, and that's when the email went out, and I was
Nice.
like,
Oh, getting my dick sucked by Greta Thunberg. Time to fire some
Yeah.
people.
I would
That's
say
I
that
can
that
fly
was
home with
fun.
my private jet and tell them to eat the bugs.
That's a bad look.
Yeah, it's you know what the interesting thing is Microsoft was really big about having people live like on fucking campus or come to work and be around. So that's really going to impact that whole North Plateau, Bellevue. I mean, they were out of sight with pricing.
I love how the entire internet has just been dragging the Davos folks, though. All the crazy fucks. I have seen so many fucking zingers. It's great. It's great. You had people fucking walking along, interviewing old little Thunberg there and shit like that about her private jets. How'd you flew her on a private jet, and you want to talk about climate change and all this stuff, and come to find out she like admits, who knows, she's like fucking what, 12 or some stupid shit. So she's probably wrong, but she supposedly admits, she's like, no, I have like 100 private jets. Supposedly she has a fleet of private jets.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a good look for you. Yeah.
Okay,
So
did you see
all of the crap that's been going on? I mean, I guess like supposedly all of the sex workers out there in Sweden are just making bank right now because it's just basically a giant fuck fest in the hotels.
When World Cup happens, they literally like advertise to bring in the horse. It's like not a hit.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Germany,
of course. But this is like World Cup the balls in teabag. This is fuck to everybody else. It's like bigger than that. It's the rich boys going to the World Cup. It's the World Cup.
The funniest thing is like flying
popular.
into Vegas on Thursday nights or Thursday afternoons and flying out on Sunday because it's just the hooker expresses is all fucking girls. They're just coming the third like 2-room nights, 4 nights. Boom, boom.
You can't even fly into Davos. They said you have to fly into an airport 2 hours away, and then either catch a shuttle bus or get a private, basically taxi in to get to the resort. So,
they're not just choppers.
How many gasoline vehicles you think are on the road because of these motherfuckers?
A lot.
Dude, okay, did you guys see the story about the intermantle of the Earth slowing and changing its rotation like 9 years ago? They're like papers are just coming.
We're about to have a pole shift.
Huh?
Like we're about to have a pole shift?
But when people say like about to, right? But geological time, like we are
about to could be now. About to could be 3/4 of a million years from now. We don't really know.
Like it's happening because
like when people say we're overdue for an eruption of the Yellowstone like super caldera or whatnot. It could be now. It could be 15,000 years. We just know it seems like it's been longer than it should be since the last time.
Well, you can measure the speed of the spin of the metal core of the Earth. That's like a observable, measurable thing.
It is. And however, the thing is,
my
question with that is, do we know if it has any variation? We've seen what we've seen in the time that we've been measuring it, in the short time span that we have been aware enough to think about that. So in what? Respectively, maybe in the last 50 years, we've thought enough about it and been accurate enough to get a really good read on what the magnetic spin of the core of the Earth would be. So in that tiny fraction of time that we've been observing it, we think it's consistent. Do we fucking know it's consistent? We have no
No,
no
but I mean, it's a fact now. In 2009, it stopped spinning one way and started spinning the other way. Like, that's
maybe
a
it
fact.
does that a lot and we don't notice.
Maybe it does, but maybe that's why there's 100-year weather cycles.
Maybe.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
all this bullshit, they're blaming on a bunch of other shit, and they don't even know. Like,
Somebody
like
sent me a message earlier today about how their boyfriend had gone to a climate conference or whatnot, and they're saying that global warming may be caused due to the increased amount of concrete and pavement in these big cities and everything, and how it's such a big heat thing. I said, well, you know, I'm not a fan of more pavement, and you do know that when you're near a major city, it typically is several degrees warmer than it is outside of that city. I agree. Yeah. I said, however, I think maybe that's just a drop in the bucket compared to a lot of other fucking things. I'm not saying it doesn't contribute, but I don't think the world's ending because we have too much concrete. You know what? I doubt that ancient civilizations went extinct because we built the pyramids and the roads in fucking in Rome, and the more pavement and rock we put down and exposed to the surface of the earth, we somehow decided to overheat the globe and cook ourselves. That's not really how it works. It's a whole bunch of different things. And on the flip side of it, you can't convince me necessarily that the globe is actually warming.
What do you think the brave surface area of the Earth is?
Shit.
Right.
1,000 to 1%, 100,000.
It impacts that area. That's why Los Angeles is so fucked.
Right. It's heat island.
But I don't see it affecting the globe on a mass scale, though. That's
affecting Los Angeles.
We've been hearing back in the fucking 80s, global warming and the ice. There are a lot of coastal cities that be underwater by now if the shit they were saying in the 80s.
Yeah, but like, like that, I hate that because it's like it totally has fucked up the climate in like Southern California, but it's not impacting Arkansas. Like,
has it fucked up the climate, or has it fucked up the climate in those areas? And those areas are fucked up to be in the first place, so it doesn't matter.
They just made a desert worse. They made it more.
Right. They made it worse. Exactly.
Desert more desert.
All of Southern California, but if you live in LA, it's gonna be hot as fucking balls because you live on a rock. You know.
All right, hang on. I'm grabbing
they cut all the stubby trees that were giving you a little bit of help, but those are gone too now. So,
yeah,
like it's so bad. Well, like as soon as you
it also doesn't help that you don't actually manage your forests at all. So the parts of the state that aren't actually just a solid fucking rock are on fire half the goddamn year. Right. So yeah, it's a hot place to be. It's a dry.
I mean, it's a dry heat. Like just as soon as you get out to the desert, even though it's maybe a little bit warmer out there, it's less disgusting.
Out to the desert, is that where you can't see the ocean? Or is there like a differentiation? Where does the beach end and the desert start in California?
Joshua Tree.
Okay.
It's all sand. Oh, Northern Cali's nice though. Come on.
Yeah, well, not Northern Cali's basically just what, Oregon light.
Yeah, the interesting thing. So, like last year before, there was God, who was she talking to? Chicken Joe's talking to somebody, and there was from the satellites. Well, that's right, because she's on the she does shit with the ports. So a lot the rivers in Northern California aren't reaching the ocean anymore. A couple of them, like completely zero, 100%
drying up before they make it.
No, illegal weed grows. So much fucking diversion, no water. Like there's two. So she was talking to the guy. It was a fisheries guy, and like 2,000 grows that they got on the satellites that they know. But like it takes so fucking long to go like do all this. Like, you know, you're gonna get shot. You got the fucking
new train, missing ocean, California OG.
Yeah, it really. So all that Mendocino stuff now is like, I think, because they're like trying to talk about it, like, man, you can't. It takes like so much effort to go raid one of them. There's 2,000. Like the best we can do all year if we fucking go hard is to 200 of them out of there. Like that's it.
Good luck.
So it's a losing battle because the remember how all these nerds are getting snuffed right now? Mm-hmm. They're all like, oh yeah. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I was like, hey, the heads up is when they took that kid, El Chapo's kid,
Yeah.
it was booking on like government against the things, and now it's all going to remix. So it's remixing everywhere because every area is up for grabs.
Yeah. You know what I rewatched?
Isn't
Part
the
of
plot supposed to make people chill, bro? Why is everybody out there having a war? God damn.
No, it's because it's still fucking illegal. And it's so regular. I mean, when you throw 90% tax on it, there's a lot of
fucking. They want their fucking cut.
Right. They want their. It's so fucked up though because they can't.
It's legal if we make money on it.
It's
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
It has taken over. So if you wanted to stop it, wouldn't you just do like a little social media psyop of like, don't buy, cartel weed.
Buy legal weed.
No, what you're saying is that the illegal weed industry needs an FTX.
Yeah.
Indeed.
They need a pump and dump.
Yeah.
It's and look at every time Seattle when they bust the motherfuckers that have got like, a couple $100,000 and fucking hundreds of pounds of shit, and it's like 4 houses that are all blown up. It's every fucking.
Hey, I'll have you know, I'm in Texas, and that's the only shit that we have out here is the illegal shit. So, all right, just calm down.
Well, look who got all snuffed in California. It's all Asian names, right? Pretty certain.
There's a lot of California, Colorado imports.
Okay.
No,
So
the two big boo-booms last week.
The one that happened in Half Moon Bay, those are like well over $1 million houses out there and a mushroom farm. Like that's what's out there. So that was weird. That was not like, that's why I get so mad when people are like, more gun crime. I'm like, but it's not like crime. That was like inside a community, like something went down. Like,
it's not random, like somebody
it's not
rolled the dice on a grandma's house and went in and had fucking shot this up.
It was not that.
It's business that went wrong. And when you can't call the
authorities. Gang violence.
The guy was in his 70s.
Who did he owe money to?
Right. I don't know.
There's some people you don't want to owe money to.
That's where the big wave, that's where Mavericks, the big wave competition runs is happening. Yeah.
It's people are going to start, they're using credit cards to buy groceries. People are going to be making choices. There's some people you don't want to owe money to.
I did finally buy some eggs the other day.
Costco, people were like, there's eggs at Costco. There's fucking eggs everywhere all the time.
There were no eggs. The last 2 times I've been to Costco, there haven't been eggs, but like, I'm not out of the eggs from the last time I went to Costco. So
they were on sale at Safeway. Like they were like $1.
Yeah, I went to Safeway. They were fine at Safeway. It wasn't like
get birds and stop worrying about it.
Yeah,
you want to get birds.
I will as soon as I get land. Here the birds.
Aren't you like the president of the HOA by now or some shit? Can't you have birds? Come on now.
No, I have quail. But I'm just.
You need a lawyer. You need a lawyer. That's what you need.
I don't.
Write him a letter.
Chickens, I would make.
Maybe you should have a lawyer off. Patty against the Chat GPT.
I literally I'm sitting here asking it legal questions.
Nice, good.
Are you like checking it, like just to see, poking around?
I am checking it, and it starts out correct, but the longer it goes on, the worse it gets.
Questionable. You're like,
you have to learn to ask it the right questions too, and realize its limitations to an extent for now. But the fact that it's here now where it is,
would it help?
You're like, God damn, it's because I'm used to like the chat bots that you get when you like get customer service on a website shit. You're like, or whatever kind of crap pops up on Telegram, and you're talking to this, you're going, you can't take everything for like fact. Like, God damn, it can do some work for you.
And the lists are repetitive.
But in an area that I know the area in my brain, it sure as shit gave me a structure that I could fix in about half the amount of time.
That's the thing.
I've had it give me fucking recipes that I could have fucking written, and I may have 1 or 2 tweaks. Like with very few things that I've thrown in, I could literally ask it to give me something. I could say, look, I have some random bizarre request for a type of sausage seasoning. I want it to do this, include these things, and I want all measurements in ounces or grams or whatever I want to tell it.
It'll give me
full instructions too. And I'm like, Jesus.
I just realized that I need to draft something from scratch for like actual work. I need to draft a liability release from scratch. And I literally just typed in draft a release of liability in less than 3,000 words. It's fucking
And it did.
close. And
Yeah,
it,
I know. There's not much editing you need to it. I know it's
Not
freaky what it can do. It does pretty good job. It'll do a lot of the rough work for you. You want to check its work, but it's
this maybe just saved me an hour.
No, I'm telling you. Okay, so your recipe thing, Josh, I bet if you copied your old recipe in and put it in,
you can have it and do some adjustments. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you can say maybe could you give this to, because you might have it in cups and all that shit. You could say like give it to me and
you can have it new conversions, dude. I had it. I literally asked it to write me an article on building a WordPress site in Middle High German, which is a dead language. Then I took that, closed out the session with it, so it was a new session and it didn't remember. Took what it sent me and asked it to translate it to English, and then it rewrote it, and it was like it was written in English the first time, and it was accurate.
What does it say?
It was fucking accurate. It was like a full walkthrough on how to set up a WordPress site, and I'm like, you wrote that in a dead language when the internet that was around when the internet didn't exist, computers didn't exist, and it wrote a legible article in a dead language for how to write something that exists now.
So I heard you can tell it like you are not JavaScript. What's the computer thing that everybody like Red Hat or whatever? They don't use Microsoft shit. Open source. Yeah. So you
Linux,
can tell that
Red Hat's the type of Linux, but yeah.
So you can tell that the chat bot. So this programmer said you are a Linux machine, and it said okay. Now he said, write me a program in whatever is it JavaScript works with that or something. Whatever.
You can
just
about any programming language.
No, he said, do you know this language? And it said yes. And so I'm now that kind of machine. And I said I know this language. He was like, great. Now I need a program to do this. Can you write me 3 versions of it? Like
right. I'm not sure GPT itself will do that right now because it's more the conversational bot. There are some bots that will do programming, and there's stuff you can get into with that. And I've wanted to dive into that a little bit more too.
Well, he was making it run it.
But right now with like Chat GPT, the one you're talking to, if you ask it to write you a program, it will probably not write you the program. Like I've tried to get it to write me a WordPress plugin for a Lightning payment integration. And it wrote me a walkthrough, basically a blog style walkthrough on how to write that, but it didn't write it for me.
You have to tell it.
There are other bots that are in the OpenAI framework that aren't the conversation bot that people are using for programming type stuff, and I haven't explored those much yet. But when I get more computer time, I plan to.
Try telling it that it is an operating system.
I mean, it's worth playing with. I haven't had much time the last week to fuck with it, but yeah.
It made sense when he said it. I'm like, oh yeah, if it says I am an operating system, like, okay, you function like an operating system. Yep. Okay, then run this program.
Yeah, there are definitely some limitations and you may have to do some tweaking, but man, it can do a lot of leg work for you.
Because it might be able to test little quickie stuff if you just need little, I have no idea. I'm programming. People like me could even try to program.
Well, the other thing is that as long as what you tell it is accurate and it understands it and works with it correctly, you pretty much eliminate human error. You're having the calculator do the calculations for you.
Hey, did you see? Okay, so on the very first page of Food Forest Farms, now I made it so it's playing the latest episode of my podcast. I had to like embed JavaScript shit.
Yep.
I have no idea how I did it.
I don't know what I did, but I did it.
Yeah, I finally got it to work after all these years. But I didn't use the chat bot. I don't think so. I don't remember.
Look. I think the itty bitty tips link for the after party plays the newest episode every time. If you go to the tip link, I might be wrong.
Hold on. I keep fucking around when I go set this up every week, and it scraped off all the web stuff when I put it on YouTube, because if they're too long, how it kills the ends of them, and then I couldn't copy and paste it forward anymore. Yeah, what's the itty bitty tips?
It should just be afterparty. It should just be afterparty.ittybitty.tips. Should be.
Itty bitty.
I'm not going to promise it's up to date because I haven't fucked with anything like computer wise since October. But as far as
and then it's like / afterparty, right?
This should just be afterparty.ittybitty.tips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how I set up all the ones that were. But like I said, who knows if it's wonky? No promises.
No, yeah. I'm gonna maybe have you fix mine. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Holler at me.
Real
You got
hard
something
one.
you want me to do.
It's blinking real hard.
Are you trying to go there?
I'm trying to get the question to generate what I want.
Hold on. I'm gonna go check out the after party one. Let's see if it's on here.
Yeah. See if it's up there.
There.
I'll try to fuck with it more later. I've been working on the seasoning shit really hard the last couple of days, so I haven't done anything web wise. Hey, I managed to come up with a full fucking keto version of the sweet pan sausage seasoning. No sugar.
Hey.
No
Is
artificial.
itty bitty with a Y?
What?
Is itty bitty with the Y?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Tips.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank.
ITTI.
Find out.
Yes.
Oh no, so I can't be reached.
Find out.
Afterparty.itti.
Let me try. Let me check now here. Gonna make me type. Like I said, I know I have that subdomain set up. Doesn't mean I have it all fucking.
Okay. So you made the keto version with no sugar for a breakfast sausage, or what kind of sausage?
Yeah, like a breakfast sausage,
Yes,
breakfast sausage patties.
No,
sweet, kind of like Jimmy Dean style, the sweet sausage you have.
Right.
I was like, I'll try it. I had no idea how stevia would work with meat. Never done it before, but I got a bunch in. It's weird because the proportions are way fucking different. Like it's like 1,000 in sugar.
Did you get raw stevia?
I got stevia extract.
Right. So you got to cut it and all that. Yeah.
Well,
all the shit in the packets, 90% of that is filler.
Well, the stuff I've got's got no filler. It's 100% straight. Right. It's the shit, But now the downside of that is it's so strong that I have to like make a batch for like 100 pounds to be able to get the proportions right and then cut it down. But I mean, it tastes pretty good. I mean, you can't tell if I didn't tell you it was no sugar, you wouldn't fucking know.
You could mix one ingredient with it that goes into everything else and cut it.
I pretty much got it figured out. But I mix it with small batches of it. So some of those are going to be in the mail, so people can try them.
Yes. I saw everybody was like, "Hey, send me some." I'll pay.
I sent a few out here and there. There may be some showing up in a 9-mile farm for someone to try. I think that address is publicly available, and they may have hit a post office box. I want to send some to somebody I know down in Tennessee, but I need to find her address. She needs to respond to her telegram.
I think I have that address. I might.
I'm sure she'll message me back at some point too. But,
If I don't have that address, I have.
No, that's great. So
I figure everybody's on the keto thing right now too, and that's the hardest thing is you're trying to cut out sugars and you go and make sausage. Well, it's gonna happen.
Guess what? Yeah.
Would I be the devil and tell you the dessert that I made last night? It's the keto devil. Okay, so Chicken Joe was like, "God damn it, I want dessert and there's nothing in the house." I was like, oh, nothing in the house. This is a chef challenge. Dun, dun, dun. I was like, close the door to the living room. Like, don't look. So the new, what is that thing? The convection oven, the little, fucking A. It's so fun. Flour tortillas.
Okay.
Air fryer.
Spear it all up with, what's that? It's like, Nutella. I put Nutella all down on the bottom one. Then I threw on white chocolate chips, regular chocolate.
Or Nutella?
Nutella, yeah.
Nutella. Ain't no telling what's in there.
And then I fucking ripped up marshmallows like you would put on fresh sausage on a pizza and like poof, 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 poof. And then I laid the other tortilla on top, put it in, cooked on the low rack until the bottom got like done, and put it up and put it in a bagel so it only cracked. Fuck. And then I drizzled, like I dipped a knife in honey and drizzled it all over the top like in Mexican restaurants. Holy shit.
So good.
Yeah, I would do that occasionally when I just really had a sugar craving and I decided to go all out. Either on like the little pizza oven or in the air fryer. I would make toast, just a couple pieces of bread, but I'd make it like cinnamon toast. So, butter, cinnamon, a packet of fucking hot chocolate mix sprinkled on there, peanut butter, and then like chocolate chips, and then just like toast that, and then eat about 3/4 of it before passing the fuck out.
That sounds like a 2 a.m. or 2:30 microwave.
Yup. It's crunchy. It's super sweet.
Wake up with it on you and the couch.
Recommended. Totally. This is not health advice.
This is not proper human diet approved. Okay.
This is not medical advice.
Not medical advice. Holy shit.
And that's
whoever Mark Emons is over here talking about.
He said Jasper.
Yeah, he said he was right. Yeah. Hey, what about for that Audi? We drop the transmission and engine, and we take off all the body panels and shit, and we just make a track from the high side to the low side, and we just let that thing run into the tree at top speed.
If you made a post in the right Facebook group or the right Craigslist group, I guarantee you all of the sellable parts could be stripped from that vehicle within several days, and you'd never know any difference. You just have to give permission. Somebody will come take that apart for you, and you'll be left with a frame, and that's about it.
I don't know. I kind of want to use all the shit because I'm going to get a forge, and I'm thinking
I want to be the crackhead scrapper for once. God damn it. Let me be the method welder.
I'm thinking all the wire harnesses for crazy hair on or whatever.
All these tweakers have so much fun. I want to play.
Yeah. Fucking I want to rip some shit apart. Oh, like you brought me a toy. Thanks. And I get to charge you too.
until the old Mexican guy a couple weeks back stopped by and got rid of a bunch of the old vehicles I had around, I was contemplating turning several of them into a deer stand. I was thinking about dragging them out in the pasture and hauling them up in a fucking tree.
That'd be hilarious. You just said
there's just this old rusted out Camry up in a fucking tree, but I'm just sitting out there, solar panels on it, whatever.
Oh my god!
You could do that with an old camper, or like an old RV. It'd be all nice.
Oh yeah, why not?
Used to it. It'd be like same RVs in the tree. Nothing ever happens.
Like a fiberglass one. Get a scamp, like an old scamp that nobody wants to do, like a fiberglass one.
I got a tree house as a kid, okay? As a grown ass man, let me have this. Shut up. Go away.
Yeah. Dean wants a tree fort, whatever. I'm like, I'm just gonna build you. I'll just get like a hunting stand and put it in the tree. Like
have a tree stand. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, build a tree.
Because they make them with their own legs, so I don't have to find a tree. I could just
place I'm on now. The person who owned it before had
a tree hut.
The place I'm on now, the people who owned it had a tree stand, like a ladder stand, 15-footer, just sitting behind the house. So I drug it out back into a spot I wanted it to be, threw it up there, and the floor was rotten out of it. So I threw some more plywood on, replaced it. Yeah. And used it for a couple years. There was a couple times that I sat up there, had a couple beers, and woke up in the dark and leaning off into space with no handrail and realized this is a bad idea. So after a couple of years, I drug a big ass. I had like something shipped in. I forget. It's like twice as long as a pallet. Big old flat, heavy duty pallet. Drug it up there, put it down as the base, and then I built up off of it. Built some handrails. I built a little roof over it. Hung some camo netting. And just kind of slowly built it into like a little actual stand up in the tree. I've got to replace the floor again now. It's starting to fall in, but it was big enough you could actually sit down in there and whatnot and be below the rail. Had a shooting rail and everything like that, but it was just all with scrap and shit like that.
Did you get one out of it? A couple?
Actually, the odd thing is I have never one time in my entire life shot a deer out of a stand. Every single time I've shot a deer, I've been on the ground walking around because either I was on the way to the stand or I gave up from sitting in it all day. And then that's when I see the deer. It'll like run right out in front of me, and I'm like, "Hello!"
So there he is. He gave himself to me. Thank you.
The deer stand for me is an excuse to sit around and drink some beers. I never end up shooting a deer. It doesn't ever happen.
It's
You
just
know,
called
and most of
nature
the time, if I get time to go out there, I don't want to shoot a deer because I've been so busy processing everybody else's shit.
You want to see it?
Something literally has to walk out here and go, shoot me for me
Yeah.
to even want to bother. You're like, I'm
He's
hoping.
like, I'm the one.
I don't want to work today. I finally took a day for myself. I don't want to have to skin a fucking deer.
Oh my God. There was this whole like drama in the like equestrian jumper world about like some dude wrote a post like calling like non-pro riders like not real horsemen because we hand the horse to our trainer and like hire a groom and whatever. I'm like, yeah, because that's not my actual job. I work all day long. I want to come have fun. You tack up the horse and hand it to me. I'm going to go ride it and have fun. I'm going to give it back to you. You can, yes, that's correct. What? Oh, you're not a true horseman. Don't care. Didn't need to
You
check
can't
that box.
really drive because you have a chauffeur.
You're
Someone
fine.
else washes your car for
That's
you.
you.
You don't actually own a car.
Okay, then I don't own a car. I
You
don't give a
shouldn't
fuck.
have a driver's license because you don't change your own oil.
Yeah, that's basically. And I was like, one, who asked you? Two, why are we getting offended? Like,
Called small dick syndrome.
oh God, it's like, like,
Drama.
no, I don't want to fucking ride when it's 10 degrees outside and windy. Like, why do I have to martyr
say is
myself?
words cannot describe the amount of fucks that I do not give about your opinion.
No, I just, I literally commented. There's like hundreds of comments. I was like, why do you care? I don't want to ride in the rain or when it's cold, and I do want somebody to groom my horse for me. Fuck you! Like, I couldn't understand. Like what?
I mean, let's be honest. If all of us could afford to have someone that wipes our ass for us, we probably would.
Yes. I think.
How about
why
a
is this like? Why do these people like hate money or like?
No, they just are those kind of people, and they hate other people who aren't like them.
Like it's a badge of honor that you like broke yourself to do your hobby? Like why?
I'm a horseman.
Your sticker? Like
Is that like I'm a crabber?
yeah, I think so. I think
Everybody's got to be miserable. Like, wait, couldn't you guys like do
Every
this?
hobby or everything got that subsect of assholes who has to try to out asshole every other fucking asshole involved in it. It happens everywhere.
yeah.
Like,
Every
So I
every
just
job,
think
every hobby, there's some extreme motherfucker who y'all aren't as hard as me.
okay.
Okay.
The sticker.
Oh,
Well, I think part of it was like there are for sure people with a shitload of money that like have really nice horses and they fly down to Ocala and they show the horse for like 3 days and they win everything and then they fly home back to their job.
yeah, you could. Well, it's called like the New York Yankees, and then like how you just buy a game.
Yeah. And people are bent about that. And I'm like, well, there are some things that you will never be able to afford, no matter how hard you work, and you're gonna have to live with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm not never gonna be able to afford that either.
Though. You could
Me neither. That's okay.
Fly in, have a team win it for you.
If you have enough money, you can go rent a Bugatti for the weekend too. But
That's
don't
right.
get mad that your fucking Ford Taurus doesn't keep up. Sorry.
Well, it's like
It is
car
what it is.
racing,
Welcome to the
right?
world.
There's teams of people to make those cars win.
Yeah.
If you were just loping into it and like grinding in your garage and were mad because the team beat you, like fuck no, that's their whole deal. They spend every week and money. Like, yeah,
That'd be like you, Brian, getting mad that Folgers get better deals on green beans than you.
yeah, like God damn, those fuckers get a better price.
Those
Like,
assholes,
Yeah.
you motherfuckers.
These fuckers have a nicer horse than me. Well, yeah, they paid $500,000 for it. They pay a trainer
So,
$5,000 a month to train.
Essentially,
Yeah.
you're saying that they're complaining. They're using the white privilege argument, but for horses.
Yes.
Okay.
No, and it is because they're like the sport's not accessible. I'm like,
Oh, of course, it's fucking horses.
I identify as a blue ribbon winner. I wanted to be first. I think I win.
oh my God, I ended up like
I'm a winner all the time.
If
When
you
I was
just identify as a first place horse, it's a lot cheaper.
I ended up like
Get a
8th or
ribbon.
9th. in like the region of like adult amateurs, like for last show season, they're like, aren't you gonna come to the banquet and get your ribbon? I'm like, my top 10 ribbon, who gives a fuck? Like,
And
don't
banquets. We had to get to the soccer.
Your participation trophy.
People love
somebody grab it for me if you're there anyway, but I'm not gonna buy $100 banquet ticket so I can go get my 50-cent ribbon.
Pay
They
for
just
your
wanted to
participation trophy.
use
Exactly. Come
bar
buy your
and
black belt.
I don't want it.
hotel.
Unless I won or I got
lobby.
second, I don't want it. Like, I don't care. And if I got second and there were only 2 of us, I don't want that either.
If I won it, if I won the thing, send it to me. If I have to pay
mail,
to come
yeah.
get the thing, I didn't win it, did I?
When I already paid you money for office and registration fees and class fees to enter the thing, I'm not gonna pay you more money to mail me a ribbon. Sorry.
It's an additional fundraiser, though.
Yeah, they're going bankrupt too.
Well,
they keep jacking up the fees, and this Arabs is not like the big money horse sport, really. And they kept jacking up the fees.
The last recession, like 2008. By the
Wait,
end,
you mean there's not a huge horse culture in Seattle?
No, there is, but it's not big money horses like it is in LA.
Right. Not like in say Colorado or Texas.
Yeah,
or
they jacked up their fees. They jacked up their fees and started not offering the classes we wanted, so we all quit going, and now they're bankrupt.
Yeah, you know.
I don't care. Like, don't.
It's like, eh.
But yeah, I mean, it's no. But
We
I'm
need
back.
a horse rodeo out of my place. Let's have a horse-a-palooza.
Yeah. Like
I understand
that. Like, if I want a nice horse, I'm gonna have to buy something that's young and stupid with no miles on it and bring it up, or have my trainer bring it up myself.
We need a goat-a-palooza. That's what we need.
Goat-a-palooza.
Everybody bring a goat.
Yeah.
That wants them, like, because they could crossbreed them and all that. I just goats running wild everywhere.
Goats everywhere. I love goats are great.
And they would eat blackberries.
And they would eat all the blackberries.
I think we should have. Let's do a goat weekend.
Goat-a-palooza. Bring your goat and let it run wild.
We'll get some DJs.
Yeah, dude. Let's do that.
DJs and goats.
Yeah, music and goats, and then they eat all the blackberries.
We'll like goat yoga. We saw one the other day that was like swimming with goats, where people like literally like take them in pools and shit.
Yeah, and they pay a bunch of money to do it.
Yeah, I like crazy money. Where do we find these? Where do we find these yoga ladies?
I know it's law moms. They totally did goat yoga as one of the like weekend get together things. I will these people I can find.
Oh my god! All right. I got to get some crazy sculptures done.
Long enough to do yoga without goats. If there was a goat, I would just be playing with the goats.
Oh my god! There's some fucking weird people out there. Goat yoga.
I would not be able to pay attention. I'd be like, "Oh, he's so cute."
It's only like just shits right on your head.
I saw a guy on fucking TikTok earlier today who was like singing the praises of how awesome wild hogs are and everybody undervalues them or whatever. But I was like, okay. But I'll tell you what, he has a property. I think it's in Texas somewhere. And I don't know. He's Pied Pipered the fucking entire wild hog herd out there.
Okay.
Like come to his place.
He has them like they're named. They come up, they follow him around, they sit by the campfire with him at night, he feeds them. They're like domestic pigs. Like he's tamed.
He feeds them.
But this guy's got like fucking 50 acres of property and he's just using them to clear it. Like they follow him around, they hang out with him, he throws some corn down, and he showed this shit. He's like all this underbrush and shit. And he goes, and here's where they're working now. You go in and it looks like the place has been burned. Just
so he's got coaxing them here and there.
Pigs to fucking be his little minions, and I'm like, I can't even be mad. You're dumb. You're gonna have problems when this backfires on you, but I'm impressed.
But you can just shoot them all.
Able to Pied Piper these little pigs into doing your bidding.
And you're like pig harvest.
Yeah, as soon as it's all cleared, I think you're.
I was like, that looks like a delicious use of wild pigs right there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, just let them do it their own way.
Yeah, but anyway, no. So if you are trying to clear land, though, goats are great But if you can fence them in, if you can contain them, pigs will get the fuck rid of some blackberries, dude. They will pull them out by the roots. They will root it up. They will till it. They will leave it ready.
They probably let that little ball underneath the ground. That's the nugget of them where it grows from.
Back in the day, they used to use pigs to not only plow fields, they would use them to remove old stumps. You can have stumps that are 30, 40 foot down, and you just pour a little corn around it every day. They will dig the thing out of the ground for you. And they used to use them to seal ponds. If you didn't have access to like clay to lay down to seal a pond, they disturb that with their rooting, and it mixes that up so that clay sits in a layer, and they have that their shit forms into that gleat. You can basically dig a hole, pen it up, put pigs in it, raise it for a few years, move pigs, let pond fill up. So pigs are like nature's bulldozers.
You could probably do like an impoundment, right? Like push it, then
if you do the earthworks, they'll do the sealing. If you've got an area fucking, I need everything in here scorched earth pulled up by the roots and done. A couple bags of corn and some fencing and with some pigs, and you're done. It will take care
become the pond. If you made that their home every night, like they'd go out and do shit, but then back in the pen, that's the impoundment that you know 5 years from now you want to fill the water.
Ryan, we're having Pigapalooza.
I'm telling you, man, the round pen that I have had pigs in for the last like 4 or 5 years, dude, it holds water. It holds water if it rains. You know.
Did you use cattle panel in a big circle?
Oh yeah, I put cattle panel in a big circle and tied it to like 2 trees, and the rest is all T-posts. But because there's no corners, because there's no corners, they don't.
Oh right.
That's the weak spots. If you have a corner, they bust through it. So they hit the side and they just run around.
And attack
a couple of trees. And now the only problem you have is if it gets really wet and they can get their head under it, then they can lift.
I was going to say, do they go under? Oh, they try to lift it. So you can.
They're very strong at lifting shit out of the ground, so they can get a hold of a T-post and lift it right up. But for the most part,
cattle panels on either side of our perimeter road, make it a circle, and just let the pigs run the circle.
Yeah.
And if you if you've got some kind of wily pigs, you can put in step-in posts, a good 6 inches in and about 6 inches off the ground, run a really hot electric wire, and then hang some flags from it. And you train them to it. You train them to it, though.
You have solar. You use solar, though.
Teach them to try it. Yeah. But get one of the ones, like if you're running an area that's like a 40-foot run of wire, get like a 5-mile fence. Get the high power one. And then hang some flags on it. And then put some peanut butter on it. Get them to come over and lick it one time and learn about it. And once they learn what that is, they start to associate the flag on the wire. And so then you can eventually, if it's off, as long as that flag's in the wire, they don't fuck with it. Now, a pig will retest it over time. So you do not want to leave it off forever. But if your power goes out one day, you know,
they won't know.
It'll work for a while. But when they get used to an area and they know they're getting there, I've got one that just hangs out. And if he gets out, I just like throw some feet in and he walks right back in because he knows he's comfortable there. But if you've got some that they don't know that's home yet and they don't know if they want to stay there, you better make sure you have some electrical wire to keep them in because a pig ain't no cow.
No, yeah, they want to try.
And once they decide they want to get out and they know they can get out, there's nothing you fucking do. You're just gonna have to turn them into bacon or let them be.
All right. Okay, you get more land.
Okay, fine. Yeah, but that would be great if they just ran that trail.
Run that
There's
trail.
a lot of people that will just finish pigs out in the woods, especially if you got oaks or shit like that, dropping acorns part of the year. Man, some of the most expensive pork in the world is acorn finished.
We don't have nut trees out there yet, but I've started planting fruit trees. I got one nut tree.
There's a lot of forage out there, man. Like,
well, and you got those blackberries seasonally too. That's a lot of forage on.
Yeah. Even they could never kill it all.
They're good about finding all kinds of shit, man. They're good about just tearing up anything they can find. Tubers, anything roots in the ground.
Yeah, I don't know. Got to build camps. We got to disturb some land. Equipment.
Think about it. Middle of Squatch Fest one night, all of a sudden a 400-pound fucking giant pig just comes running out. Wants to come hang out by the campfire, stealing marshmallows from somebody's stick. Yeah, it'd be great.
Shit. Oh yeah, the marshmallows stealing would be.
My grilled
cheese.
cheese.
You know they would hunt.
He's our Duroc.
So they'd be nosing into the coolers.
Oh gosh, that'd be funny.
Hey, where my brother
Did you see
down, like,
that news story a while back from Australia? So somebody's pig got out and like broke into some camper shit, drank like 37 beers, and then fought a cow and passed out.
that's fucking
No.
great. He fought a
That's
cow.
awesome.
I know, and I'm like, yep, that's the most Australian story I've seen today.
That's fantastic.
Oh, fuck.
But if there was somebody who just needed forage for their pigs, you could be like, forage them here.
Come
Yeah.
raise pigs. No, that's how I got those fuckers raising
The
ducks.
hardest part with pigs
Yo.
is
Wow.
containment.
Diesel.
You gotta get them off my land when I'm going. You're done.
Diesel.
Right.
Scrape.
That's why people will do the
Or
rent
I'll
the
eat
goats and
them.
stuff like that too. But the hardest parts with goats or pigs is containment. They will eat and just decimate everything. But keeping the motherfuckers in, with pigs, it's they will blow through or under anything. With goats, it's they will go over everything. It doesn't matter what you
Yeah.
do. They'll climb the fucking tree to get out.
Did you put goats and pigs in the same pen, or would they be incompatible?
If you have a pen built like Jurassic Park style, like with razor wire and concertina wire on top, and like
Yeah, you
concrete
could do
burns
like 8-foot a cattle panel with like razor wire on top of it. That'd be,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
make it a circle.
if you want to go razor wire route, yeah, probably. That'll goats will climb the fuck over some shit unless there's something that's going to keep them from doing so. Pigs are more likely to go underneath the lower wire or just lift
Pygmy
shit
goats
up
are
out of
better.
the
The
ground.
little ones, they can't get up as high.
Oh yeah, have an
I don't know. You ever seen a goat climb a fucking straight fucking vertical wall and you don't know how it even found it? Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
so if
insane.
you overhang some
If you-
spiral whatever on the inside, so they can't get up.
Yeah, you
over
got to have that slant in.
This way.
Yeah, I've seen
Oh,
seen
yeah,
goats
you could
put up in a
put
fucking
people
tree
with
before.
trees at
Little
the
bitty like pygmy goats all the way up in the top of a tree. If they can get up in there,
Yeah.
how the fuck their little hooves manage to get as good of a grip, I don't know. But they'll climb places cats won't go.
Yeah, in fact, when I figure skated, my skating partner, his family had pygmy goats, and they had 20 acres, and they would get up these because it was in an area known for granite mining, and they would get up these granite we'd find them up there and be like, you're spending the night up there because
they come down. You're like
They
fall
come
down.
down, yeah.
You just hear the shoot in the middle of the night.
There's
You see those bighorn sheep and stuff like that, and then just standing on the edge of a direct sheer cliff face, and you're like, how the fuck did you even do that?
I've been hiking like a 14er and had the sheep I'm like, how I can't even make it home. Can I get a ride?
She just walks past you like, what's up?
Mhm.
All day.
Absolutely. I'm like, you weigh twice as much as I do. Can I literally have a ride? I need a ride.
I had a run-in with the Mount Eleanor billy goat 2 weeks
Oh,
before.
yeah?
They ended up shooting him and fucking hauled his carcass away with a helicopter because he was literally he
Taken after me.
rammed one dude off the trail up there because this is the top of the mountain. He came running down at me. I was like, oh, it's obviously his fucking trail. I was smart enough to jump on the high side off of the trail, right on by. Yeah. He wasn't looking for a fight. Really, it was just his trail.
Yeah. This is my thing. Get out of my way.
Flippity clap. I was like, holy shit, he's got horns. Yeah, the guy that he got had to get medicked. That was enough to get the Park Service out there.
You'll bet. Yeah.
I was like, eh.
Yeah, I've seen those guys go head to head with a full size fucking bull and win.
And I think there were moms and babies up on top or over whatever. I think that's why he was going early, but yeah.
I don't know. A lot of those rams, they're just assholes. They just like to be a dick and hit shit with their head. That's
territorial shit, and then it's that's not a good place to be territorial. That's kind of
the attitude of the average bighorn sheep ram is pretty much like that drunk dude at the bar who wants to fight everybody most of the time.
Do people have those down there on the game farms where they just roam around?
There's lots of different types of goats and antelope and shit like that on some of these exotic ranches. You name a species of deer, antelope, or fucking sheep or goat, and somebody's got it down here.
Yeah, because you're pretty much warm, except when it's really cold. Do they give them a little shelter with a little heat or some shit that's not supposed to?
Most of the places they live get colder than it gets here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
mostly north, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mostly north. If you think about all that shit, well, except Africa, they bring African shit over, but I guess it gets cold in Africa too.
Dude, in 8 years that I've been down here, the coldest it's ever gotten was 7 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty.
That was an extreme cold. Right now, let me see. Right now, it's 51 degrees right now.
All right. That's probably what we got.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's fucking not down here. The climate, I don't miss the snow at all. I had a friend up in Oklahoma was sending me stuff earlier today, just showing off all the snow and everything. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck
that shit. I don't want it. No, none of that.
Snow
I don't miss it at all. I grew up having to move that shit every winter. Fuck that.
Right?
Oh yeah, shoveling. Now they're like on the news, like, oh, this is extra heavy snow. We don't advise shoveling it. Like you could have a heart attack.
That's
no,
like,
I think I heard that like in November when we were getting good snow.
This just in: if you've received your COVID-19 vaccination, you should not shovel this extra wet, heavy snow. You may be at risk for a heart attack.
Oh, I think it was that one in Buffalo where they got 6 feet or whatever too. Do not, don't try to shovel it.
We'd advise this snow shoveling only for the anti-vaxxed.
Maybe just like tilt some pallets up from your front door to your driveway in a little arch so that, at least you can crawl to your car. And then you get to your car and it's like 3 feet over the top.
There you go. There's your new.
And you crawl back into the house.
Brian setting up snow tunnels for people in the fall. So.
Dun, dun, dun. Just in case you need access to, say, your outer garage freezer.
Do you also need to set up tunnels big enough with to drive your vehicle back to the road too, or
possibly?
Pallet houses.
Pallet houses, yeah. I found there's like a canvas tent company that I get a discount with now, but it's like not that good of a discount, and I don't think canvas is going to work in the Pacific Northwest.
You have to oil the shit out of it.
Yeah, and it's just too much weight.
Okay. What about so the idea is we put pallets on slabs of concrete block, so they're off ground contact, and then we wrap them with Tyvek, stapled on the inside. Pop, wrap it tight. Pop, 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 pop. No moisture. Solid roof. I can get those roofing steel panels when they do house tear-offs. So steel roof, Tyvek sides. It'll be windproof, waterproof. Any moisture that is in the space should be able to go right through the Tyvek. And if it's any light or bright out, the Tyvek's white. It'll make it kind of glowy.
You could actually.
The only reason I want to with pallets is because I'm going to spend that much time. I don't want it to be with pallets.
Oh, unless you have unlimited free pallets. If you have unlimited,
I built that second garage in my upper driveway with pallets and stuck the little fiberglass things around it. I've run into it with the car. It hasn't even budged an inch.
Yeah, no,
you can pretty much get free fucking pallets, and it doesn't cost you anything. Then go for it. But if you end up having to pay anything for it, you'd probably be better off just buying fucking studs, just second hand, like seconds, like. Cheap ass fucking lumber.
Lower grade stuff.
No way. Free. I know what it costs. Free roofing.
But if you have a fuckload of free pallets, then why not build the fucking roof out of actual free pallets and just roll Tyvek set the right way across the top of it as your roof?
There's something about raining on the tin roofs that's awesome. And tin
but I'm just saying that tin got expensive as shit. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to get house tear-offs.
What if you took all of those soda and beer cans that you can't weld because they're too thin and cut them open and laid them flat and used those as shingles and made your own tin roof?
We were already looking at that. I was like, I'm going to keep selling. We're thinking about making like birdhouses and shit and using them for roofs and stuff. Yeah, we're already like, these are tiles. It's just a matter of what to put them on.
Okay, but if you really want to start putting stuff out there, watch what's going to happen. Nobody's interest rates are going up. Nobody's going to have money. Nobody's going to be able to finance stuff. Just get some tiny houses that need updating and put them out there. Like shit at that point. Like people are going to start dumping their tiny homes.
Facebook Marketplace about right now while it's the dead of the winter.
I'm not going to put
Find you a bunch of fucking old pull-behind campers or RVs with blown motors for about $300 a piece that are in good shape, otherwise unlivable, and drop them where they need to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking RVs are so horrible. It's so. I have a rotting frame of an RV out there.
You're
already from the last one.
talking about putting up pallets wrapped in Tyvek. An RV is not that bad if depending on the
No.
one you pick.
No.
Especially if it's a good frame.
Once you go back and put like the steel roofing on the whole outer shell of that, you won't even know there's pallets internal. Will just
I
be
know.
a,
I'm just
be
saying,
a building.
though, RVs aren't that bad depending on what you are. Now, if you get some old rust bucket that's already leaking, but there's some good campers.
My camper that's
especially
out there,
if you're willing to overlook having a title because you're not planning on pulling it around with you.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people just want to get this thing off their proproperty, and it's weatherproof, and it has a sink, it has a shitter,
fiberglass
and
one.
And when it goes bad, it's so much shit to deal with.
Little cute ones
Like
that
everything.
are not. Yeah, that's everything. Yeah, but yeah, the little like a stamp.
Your
or
pile
like
of pallets and old metal roofing will be a pain in the ass to clean up too sometime later on when you're dead and it's laying on your property.
No, it won't. You just grab the roofing out and have a fucking bonfire of epic proportions.
Not metal.
You can do that with the RV too.
Actually,
trust me, I've seen a few burned out RVs in the woods before.
I took that one apart on my upper driveway piece by piece. That's the frame that's out there now. That tiny house.
So why aren't you actually using that shit for your welding projects then? You got a
frame. No, I'm going to. I just learned to weld. So now
or you found old Airstreams.
No, you know what?
Actually,
metal
old Airstreams
that are just totally fucked up inside, but the shell and the frame's still good.
It blows me away. I see people selling like tough shed based fucking tiny houses for like $20,000, and then I see like pretty much giveaway better shape fucking old stool RVs for like $500 all the time, and I'm going,
they suck. They suck. Their power suck
when you're trying to keep out of the fucking rain. Do they suck that much worse than a shed, dude?
No.
A shed that costs you literally 30 times more?
Those sheds, when they're insulated and like
because they're brand new.
Yeah. But if you got like an old Airstream and just like insulate, like just ran the insulation and you didn't care about power or water or whatever,
it's going to be at least as good as a pallet fort wrapped in Tyvek.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know. I'm going to build the first.
I do know.
I will let you know.
And they're cute, and you could hip camp the shit out of them.
Yeah, it's the other thing too. Especially if you got one that did look decent and you clean it up a little bit, put those out at the forefront, hip camp those or Airbnb them even, and then have your other shit out back and still work on your other project. You can still do it.
I gotta have running water.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah, but you can hip camp it.
Sometimes for like under $1,000, you can get something that looks pretty damn unused. And
I was thinking of making it no more trailers ever. Well, except Patty. But
so think about this.
Mine will be a truck camper. So
what about you spending like $3,000?
Yeah. I was thinking about going no campers ever on the property again and making it a camp. Like bring a tent, or I have this other thing that'll keep you dry in case you don't got a tent.
Bring a tent or it's on your truck.
No, like
I all the $3,000 on an old school bus. Buy an old school bus, dude.
Yeah.
Buy an old school bus that has somebody park it out there, cut that thing, and then hit camp the bitch. People will.
Oh my god! I saw a double decker
with a blown motor. Someone's already taken the
trailer will pay a premium to rent a night to stay in the old school bus that's been set up as a camper,
and put a double decker bus and put it out there, and then
you can get them for cheap
because you cut a hole and put the spiral.
Especially if you get one that's like has a fucked up motor, and you can just all you need to do is pay somebody one time to tow it out there and drop it.
Yeah, with no motor,
none
of that shit in.
That'd be
best. Just call it one time and place it on the shit that's already
on
Facebook Marketplace.
No, that I'd go for. That's on the lines. If I could score a container or two, because you could stack them, and now you've got a 20-foot high mountain.
So like you could do a container one, and then like a double decker bus one.
Have a variety, and then have like a yurt off in the corner or some shit. You know, have something for everybody.
Something to camp in, yes, but I do think I'm going away from the
build a fucking log cabin.
RVs, you know, like
somebody I will if I get my trailer stuck in there, I will get my shit out If anybody else gets their shit stuck in there, they're gonna go.
Well, I was thinking because you can limit it on the thing to length. So if I limit it to like teardrops, what are they, like 12 feet?
Limit it to 20.
Or
I would
15.
say.
No, small
20.
shit. I don't want people whose like weight is going to make them sink because it's a fucking sandy beach and then they're going to bitch. No.
He doesn't want a Brian or Corey out there stinking out in the sand in the middle
We
of
got
nowhere.
stuck.
Because everything was heavy because you guys had super heavy giant
Super
shit.
heavy. So
But I
I'm
drive
still
around
gonna
my
be-
smart car pulling a whatever and
Yeah, I'm still gonna be heavy, but I'm gonna be on a dually. So
a dually. Yeah, but that's spread across more surface area. And you're going to have four-wheel.
yes. Mm-hmm.
If you get stuck, fuck. But
I get stuck. Everybody's fucked. Like
I was thinking about moving the access road up to the highest fucking point and making it come all the way across that back road and down like through kind of where your camping spot is.
yeah.
And it'd be way more like zig, 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 zig. Whoa, a camp. Instead of just like through the shittiest spot in the marsh.
Yeah. Of
Of
horse poop.
Take the high road.
Yeah, well, that's really where all the like tanks and water, all that shit. So the biggest road should really be
Up the thing.
gravity. Works every
Tiny
time,
sea
all
toads.
the time, everywhere. Magical. Yeah, so really, instead of like the reason the road is there is because that was the like only hacked out spot in the 10-foot blackberries there was off the road when I bought it. It was like the place to start macheting from, and where everybody had like ran their four-wheelers in and thrown their trash in the field and ran back out.
Yep.
So it was kind of like the least dense patch of shit.
It sounds like you machete yourself in two parallel little paths along the edges of where this road are going to be. Work your way through it, set yourself up some fence, and then run your pigs between those sections. Run your pigs to clear your road.
Well,
yeah,
so
I agree.
If I move the road to the high side, I think my trickiness is going to be take a cattle panel, create a gabion, right? So it's four-sided, like 2.5 foot square, like 6 foot high, but it's got the steel cage underneath it too. And you steel cage taught you weld it shut when you're done, but you fill it with rock. You like dig down till you hit something solid, level it, right? And then you start filling that fucker with rock. If I put two of those 10 foot or maybe a 12-foot gate, but heavy stone fucking pillars that are, 20 feet tall, 15 feet tall with some type of like steel back and forth and some side bracing and shit.
Yeah.
It will be the only way in. Like,
why don't you just weld the whole entry gate out of like whippet canisters?
No, it's going to be adorned. Trust me.
Weld your gate. Start working
by
on
the end of the first party. We'll have enough to weld the whole fence line. Oh my god! Yeah, we could weld into the fucking barbed wire the entire way around.
Oh,
Yes, it's going to be your fault, Josh.
It's gonna be awesome. But
now,
no, like
if you weld that barbed wire and you melt through it, don't blame me.
Just run pigs.
Oh no, barbed wire's thick as shit. Come on, compared to whippet canisters.
I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it to my ad group, and I'm gonna go, hey man, does anybody have need to forage some pigs? As long as you get them out when you're done, and if you don't get them out, we're gonna eat them. I got a spot for you.
Yeah. So if anybody needs a spot, I'll make them a little pen.
They gotta bring their own pen and contain their own fucking pigs.
Oh yeah,
BYOP establishment.
BYOP, man. But here's the land.
Pigs.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. So for Squatch Fest 2023, please bring a pig with you. Keep it on a lead. It will be set to be working in a designated area. Your pig, we get buy the harness for your pig.
We do.
Oh my god. Okay, so we went to see that fish show up at the High Dive last weekend. Oh man, those guys are fucking great. But they live in Portland. They play down there like fourth Saturday every whatever. So now I got their schedule. So we're like, dun dun dun. We just gotta start bugging them. Like, bring your crew out here and just play. Come have fun. So yeah, my new 2023 marketing strategy. Go to as many live shows as I can, and all the super smiley people hand them Squatch Fest cards. Ta-da!
There you go.
That's my marketing plan. Yes. No more like grumpy people who talk about shit and want to argue. No, only shiny, smiley people. Here's a card. Here's a card. Here's a card. Here's a card.
My new marketing strategy. I just send seasonings to people I know.
You got what you got? Okay, so this is when I send out the coffee samples. Sometimes I'll send people like 3 or 4 of them that I know like would really like. Hey, a couple of these are free. Give at least one away.
I give like whole bags away. I just like I'm like the coffee fairy. I just show up.
The sampling thing is like here's a sample and give me your feedback, but for that, give one away.
Yep,
2 away.
Pretty much.
But you don't have a place to really go click buy yet, do you? Or are you set up to put?
I do. I set up the one type on my website, and I need to do some more shit. But I did today take a minute and actually set up an Etsy shop too, just because fucking I can.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. So you're getting boom because you can click buy. Okay, let's go. Yeah.
I've got the regular. I didn't put up the no sugar yet, but I've got the regular on my website too. So
I got
I need to start working on the seasoning of the month bullshit.
So, yeah.
So.
Bring your pigs. See it squatch.
Bring your pigs.
Bring your pigs. But not the cops.
Furry Friday is going to have a whole
not those
meeting.
pigs. We want the pigs with snouts.
Yeah. Don't bring the pigs. That's the number
Don't bring
one
those
rule.
pigs.
Don't bring the pigs. Yeah, the one morning, like I went to bed like literally like 4:30, and like Chicken Joe is gonna fucking already rip my dick off, and like I just had laid down like 10 minutes and like knock on the camper door, like the cops are here. Like ha, you just saw me fucking crawl in here. Go suck it. Like no, they really are. fucking fuck. Fucking really? Okay. 10 minutes earlier.
What do you guys want?
All I did was walk down. They were talking to somebody out by the road because there's like a drive-in, then the gate, and then driving, then the rest of the place. So the gate's open. I just walked down, close the gate, turn around, walk back. Like,
okay.
You couldn't figure that out. You had to wake me up. Okay, when that gate's closed, who's going to come across unless he's got a reason? So now we'll see if he's got a reason. You'll find out the rest of the story fucking later. I'm back in bed. So doofus that lived there had a fight with his wife and like went down to the grocery store to do some shit. And while he was in, he left the keys in the fucking car and they stole his car. So he decided in the middle of a rave to have the cops drive him home.
Sounds about right.
Like
that sounds about right.
You know, you could walk, you could hitchhike, you could call a buddy.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't it sort of like the same shit that kind of went down during the last Float Fest, where somebody that was close friends with some of the organizers had the cops show up because their ex decided to show up there, and they ended up having the cops take him away, and then somebody took them to the airport because they were just done with it. Oh, you didn't hear about that?
What? Okay,
that was the whole thing too. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
You got the.
One of Aaron's friends.
Okay,
I want to say
I got boned at Float, but
I want to say the one that was organizing the one that's out there in what's that other one? That other big festival they have.
Jackalope or whatever.
Jackalope, yeah, the one that organized Jackalopes. I think her ex showed up, got into an altercation with her. She called the cops on him and then left. And Phoenix had to drive her to the airport.
Oh, there was somebody that got
I was like, what kind of fucking anarchist calls the cops on somebody?
No, and there was like a stabbing at Jackalope this year. That's what Jackie was going off on. She was like, oh, bitch.
Well, yeah, because they're all super like fucking, they're the violent kind. Yeah, they're the righty kind. It's like, yeah, no, I ain't down with your shit.
Yeah, no shit. I didn't know any of that. Phoenix. Oh, that's who we had to remember. He's like,
I
gotta
go to all that shit afterwards. It was like the third day in. I was hearing some shit later on and hanging out on the bus one evening. And
that's what happens when you're cooking all day. Everybody tells you the shit. Just standing and waiting for food.
Oh,
shit, Josh, did you hear?
Crazy shit. Yeah, it was. There's some weird shit going on. That's an interesting community. We'll put it that way.
They're all.
Oh shit! Well, I need to get my ass back towards the house, I suppose.
Yeah, we should wrap it. That's all the news. It's not Lake Wobegon.
Something like that.
All the kids are above average,
right?
All the men have great beards.
Oh,
shit.
shit.
Go play
All
with the
right.
chat GPT. Let's see what happens. Tell me next week.
Yeah, go play with the GPT and go weld on some canisters or some shit. I'm gonna go cut some more meat.
Oh, I'm taking measurements on the Space Needle so I can start grinding out door panels.
There you go.
See ya. Bye, man.
Later.
Oh, shit.